Okay, thank you very much. Could you please state your name for the record, sir?
Definitely. Good evening, Anil Roberts. Clearly, I have a lot of questions for Mr. Khan and Ms. Calendar, but Mr. Khan, you just said something, so I will get rid of that. You said everybody here believes we are participating in a charade, and it's a fait accompli, and the government wants an increase. You are just there to do what the government said. That's what the people feel. That's what the people feel. I'm not saying that's the truth. I am going to say that I step away from the people now, and I heard what you said. I heard what Ms. Calendar said on Tuesday, that an argument presented could make you all take pause and revisit. It's not how many people say, it's what's said. So forget all those questions, forget that nitty-gritty. I'm going to use your argument, Mr. Khan, because we might debate and I might disagree with you, but in your heart I could see you're a good man. You might not do I don't disagree. I don't agree with your positions and your argument, but you've taken a lot of pressure on Tuesday and you handled yourself with a plum. You only lost it a little bit once, but that's all right. So I am saying to you that I sense something, so I pelt away all those questions, and I'm going to make a statement that I hope when I'm finished, that you and the RIC will say, wait, we heard, let's pause. You just said that there hasn't been a rate increase in 17 years, and therefore you proffer that that's one reason why it's about time for a rate increase. Well, I'm going to use that exact same argument. You said earlier today that you got the information from T&TEC in September 2022. And November. The commissioners... November. Yeah. And you took 3 months.
No. Let me just clear it up.
September 2020.
I said in September 2020, we got the first draft.
And you took 3 months.
Yeah,
right. Excellent. And what you did for those 3 months was look at those rates and determine, in your opinion and your mind on the information that you had, what would be an increase that the people could afford, that would not damage the people, that would not hurt the people, and goes with the philosophy of the creation of the RIC to take care of the public interest. So the RIC commissioners went there and they said T&TEC wanted these rates, and they analyzed with what data they had to say, okay, let us go in some tiers and do it where people could afford it. They could afford the increase. Here's the issue, Mr. Khan and Ms. Calendar. You used information from the last CSO statistics, which is 2015. We are 7 years later. The conditions have changed since 2015. In 2015, there was foreign direct investment of over 2.5 billion US dollars per year. In 2015, there were not job losses. There are now 123,000 citizens off the NIB rolls. In 2015, the fuel subsidy to put gas in our cars was up at its highest level. It has been reduced 4 times and people now have to pay. In 2015, food prices were 45% lower than they are right now. In 2015, the NGC had never made a loss before. In 2015, there was a petrotrain creating US dollars. In 2015, US dollars and foreign exchange was more readily available. Right now, people are paying on the black market up to $9 for a US dollar because it cannot get it. In 2015, things were different. In 2015, the roads were better and we weren't damaging our tires and having to buy a tire every 2 months. In 2015, salaries of the purchasing parity power of $100 is now in 2022 $87 as compared with 2015. So I make the point that while you were trying to seek our interests, you were seeking our interests in a fantasy that does not exist of 2015 statistics. You need to go and look at the rates now, get the information of the pain and the tears that is outside now and adjust your rates and your philosophy and your feeling of what the people can afford. Because what they can afford now in 2023 is a far cry from what existed in 2015. So I believe you made an error, and I think we need to go back, reassess, get the data, and do the correct job. And then you will see that the rate increase now, whether 17 years or 12 years late, it's not the time because the people cannot take it. God bless. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Now, I agree with you that the data might have been stale, and we acknowledge the limitations. Well, let me talk. So we acknowledge the limitations of the data because it's stale. But what we decided is that if we say, for instance, that average household income is around $7,000 per month, right? So here's how we. Let me explain.
That's when we're employed. That's when we have our job.
A lot of people have been expressing concern about pensioners and so on, right? So if we use two pensioners in a household, that is about over $7,000 using the government grants.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies.